Hey guys, it's here the Japanese train here. Those of you who are just joining us, um, first off, I want to thank you all for 10,000 subscribers. It's kind of awesome, but also it took me more than a decade, maybe 15 years to get to that point. So, you know, but I'm thrilled, honestly. And I figured I'm just kind of going through train stuff today. So I don't know. I just felt like I'd go live and have you guys watch me go through my trains. I have this. Let me grab it. This big container full of trains that I got from essentially my parents moved out of the house that I grew up in, and I had to pretty much take these trains with me, or I'd probably not see them ever. So I just grabbed as much as I could and brought it back. And now I'm actually going to go through and see what I have. So as you can see, I've already kind of started it. I have three sort of piles here. The one that's closest to you guys is actually my custom zone. So these are either trains that I'm going to customize or I have, including some that I haven't seen in years and you guys haven't seen in even longer, but like my Glen custom here, and just the bottom of the barrel stuff that I've had. This was actually my childhood Diesel 10. Someone asked about Pinchy. Yeah, Pinchy's gone. I don't know what happened, but it's gone. But there's the I slapped that on there also. So this is all the custom zone. I guess I'll just tell you guys what I have here first, and then I'll tell you what the other piles are. But this custom goes back 10 years. This was a Raven A2 class that I made way back in the day. But I'll probably put some Mod Podge on it because this was back when I was first making customs. I didn't know anything about like preserving the paint or whatever. So I'll put some Mod Podge on it so it doesn't chip anymore. I have this Ferdinand, which was from way back when I was making customs when the Great Race came out. And you can probably guess who this was going to be. And chances are I'm going to finish this project. So I was glad that I found him. I have Coldy, speaks for himself, no face, knockoff old slow coach, and then a bunch of other rolling stock, including I made these when I was in like middle school, but I was so inspired by the likes of people such as Conductor Carson when he made his custom troublesome brake van. I was like, yes, let me make as many troublesome truck customs as possible. So I have all of these that will definitely become something else one day. I was gonna make a Ravens car, so I'm a Ravens fan, but never really got around to it. I was gonna put some stickers on it. I don't know what that'll become. I have also a lot of customs, which I actually did not make these. You guys will probably know the name if I say Scarloey Reneus. Hopefully I'm not alone in that, but he actually made these and we did a trade like 10 years ago and found these in this big old box. So I'm just going to kind of put them in the custom zone and let that be that. Another thing I got from Scarloey Reneus was a Class 13 unit. I can't remember if I put that face on or if he did, but this was also from Scarloey Reneus. But the magnet has shifted over the years, probably because this box has been stored in a very humid garage out here for over a year. So, all right, so that's the custom pile. And also, before I move on to the other pile, I have probably the worst condition Ertl that has ever existed. I got this on eBay, actually. I saw it on eBay for like, I don't know, pennies. And I was like, you know what? I don't have a completely devastated birdie in my collection. And that's what every collector needs. So there's that. The center pile here, which is admittedly the smallest of the piles right now, is my selling pile. So stuff that I don't really want to hang on to that I'm going to try and find a home for. I'll see if I end up selling them or not. I've got my childhood James. I got a 2001 James as my childhood James. He's got a little bit of a funky situation there. Actually, there's a story behind why I painted the nose red. I started by realizing that when the dome chipped, that he would get this black mark on him, and it reminded me of James Goes Buzz Buzz with the bees. So, mind you, I was like 6 or 7, so I took my James and I sharpied a red nose on him. So I didn't have a Buzz Buzz James at the time, so this was the closest I could get to that. But looking back, I'm like, why did I do that to a 2001 James? This is my childhood Duncan. And you can see I would do this sort of like thing where I wanted to repair any chips or damage on my trains. So the back of him, I actually painted yellow. And again, I was like 5. Basically, my mom and I, because I would always hate it when my trains would chip. We would do like a repair shop day. So I did that by painting the back yellow. And I also sharpied the world's largest eyebrows on him. So again, I'll probably sell them. I don't know if I'll customize them. And then I also have a Big City Engine. Again, I'll either sell him or I'll take him to bits. But I have probably 4 or 5 Big City Engines. This was my childhood one. You can tell because it went through the repair shop, and I don't know what I was doing there, but you know. So I don't have the tender actually. The tender I lost, and it was really messed up last time I saw it, which was over 20 years ago. So yeah, there you go. I also have Ivan's body. Again, I made a video 10 years ago with this Ivan. If I find the chassis, I'll actually probably put this on my eBay page right away. I don't really want this Ivan anymore. So if I find the chassis, I'll Mod Podge it and try and prevent any more chipping, and I'll throw it up on my eBay store. All right. So then I'll actually just move the camera because this pile's so empty right now. But here's my keep pile. And everything I've showed you guys so far is very messed up in its own way. You know, either it's a custom train that got devastated when I was 5 years old or whatever. But my keep pile, which is right here, everything's actually pretty nice for the most part. Like, for example, I don't know if many people would believe me if I said this was my childhood 2002 Thomas, but it is. I have a handful of 2002 Thomases, and they're all in about this nice shape because compared to what you just saw, most of my childhood trains kind of look like this. And that's because I don't know if I was OCD or something, but I was just really such a stickler for the condition of my trains, even as a little kid. So I tried my best to keep them in as good of a shape as possible. So a lot of my childhood trains actually kind of look like this, which is pretty awesome. There's just some generic ones like Soto Road Sweepers. Not really a whole lot to go into detail on there. I have some interactive railway trains. I had these when I was a kid. I actually remember these when they came out at Target in 2004. I have Percy, Thomas, and Gordon. Gordon I got in the store, and you can see the sun has kind of damaged him a little bit, but it's no big deal really because I don't really ever use these. So yeah. Oh my gosh, Google Translate Gordon Goes Foreign. That would actually be a great idea. I'm very happy, by the way, that you guys have loved the Bad Translation series. I just did that on a whim and, just made it out of thin air, and I just figured I'd run with it. Orange Rickety, not a childhood one. I got this off of eBay a while ago. You'll probably see, as I go through the box more, some Whittle Shortline engines. Back when I lived in Maryland, I went to the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum a lot, and I actually got a little engine that could pack there, so you'll see some cars from that. What other highlights? Light Up Revealini and Clarabelle. I made a video on that 10 years ago. This is my 4-wheel Mavis, which I got in this condition actually on eBay about 15 years ago. Any other cool ones? Oh, Lionel Wooden Railway. Definitely loved this when it came out. I was going to make this an OC and everything when I was a kid, but it never really came to fruition. I would usually pair this up with an Emily tender because of the paint scheme, but Definitely miss the Lionel Wooden Railway. Kind of wish it would come back. It's never played any sound, but apparently there's like sound holes down at the bottom here. What else? Mr. Snowman, of course. Gotta love Mr. Snowman. Yeah. So let me keep going through the box, and let's actually just grab some more out as I go through them, and put them in my piles. And the next one I think you guys will appreciate, but this is Henry from the Google translated story of Sad Story of Henry. This is bad Google translation accurate. Yeah, there's no words on this guy. He's had better days, but you know, the real wood is showing through. I'm sure Henry would appreciate that. Definitely going in the custom pile. You can never have too many devastated engines to just completely take apart. I have a random chassis. All right, you're going in the custom pile. What else? Oh man, Big Jigs. The Big Jigs Wooden Railway. I just came back a couple weeks ago from a trip to the UK and Ireland, and I was able to see some Big Jigs engines there, and I bought one. I bought a shunting diesel, but definitely is an underrated merch line. I love these engines to death. Definitely would be good to like put different time periods in your series or whatever. What else? I don't know why this one's blue. I kind of forget what pack that came with, but there you go. Cargo car. Keep pile. It's an abnormal color. My 92 Toby. I'm very glad that I found this, because honestly, I had one. I knew I had one, but I filmed a customs video on my Railway Series Toby, and I just couldn't find this thing. So glad that I found it. All right. Next one gets a little interesting. I have 2 White Roof Rusties. I actually think I have 3 of these because I think I have another one somewhere else. What are the years on these? They have different magnets and wheels and stuff. This one's a 2000. This one is a 94. Okay. So this is a 94 Rusty with the white roof. You can actually tell. It's interesting when you look at items from different years. A lot of people are like, yeah, look at the wheels, look at the magnets. Look at the faces. This is the 2000 Rusty, and you can just kind of tell. I don't know if it was the equipment or whatever, but over time, like the eyebrows get slightly thicker on this one. The eyes get slightly thicker, and this face comes out more crisp than this face. It's just kind of interesting. I'll definitely put one of these up for sale. I do not need 2 White Roof Rusties. Actually, I think I even have more than 2. So look for that on my eBay page. I'm sure that'll be on there soon. It is not an Underground Ernie t-shirt, but it is an Underground t-shirt. Because when I went to the UK, I rode the tube and I got this shirt. Another Whittle Shortline car. Very nice, very nice. Victor. Gotta love a Victor. All right, I don't know why, but I have a couple James Tenders. I'm going to set them aside in the sell pile unless I find the Jameses. Troublesome truck. Can never have too many of these. And I think I have 2. That's the amount. This is interesting. I think I got this at like a dollar store or something when I was a kid, but this is a Transformer, which I'm now realizing is, I think it's like a D51. Could be another, but any Transformers people will probably be able to tell me who that is, but I just think that's the coolest thing ever. And he's even got a little hook that comes out. Nowhere near the size of Ertl scale, though, but I'll put him aside in the keep pile. Some more garbage truck, water pumper. Oh, a Gold Rail Birdie. Pretty sure this is a duplicate, so I'll put him in the sell pile. I actually have more than one. Bet you guys can guess who this used to belong to. That's definitely going in the custom pile. New style Stepney. Very nice. That was actually this and the museum cars. Can't find the other one right now, but the museum cars were a gift from an uncle of mine, actually, back when I was a whippersnapper. What else do we have in here? I'm a little perturbed that I also threw customs in here. Shouldn't have done that because the customs chips so easily. Rheneas's new coat of paint. Very cool. Maybe one day I'll make a custom of a old style Rheneas with the yellow paint, but for now I really like this one. I don't know if that was just like a, hey, be on the lookout, we're gonna have Duncan coming out soon, but I don't know. This is a battery operated lady that has seen better days for sure. So I'll just put, I don't know, maybe I'll put her in the sell pile for now. Enterprise Studios 101, I am doing fabulous. Thank you very much for asking. I've said it on some of my videos, but I'm a history teacher. I go back to work next week, so I'm just kind of, enjoying my time while I have it, but it's going very well. I have 2 more James tenders, although this one's cool because it's got the buffers. It's from the Talking James, so I actually don't know if I have a Talking James engine. I don't think I've ever had a Talking James engine. I think I found this like 8 years ago. I went to a thrift store that was near the beach, and I found it in a bin there. So, and I like it because it's got the buffers. So I'll keep that. Maybe I will use that. And then this is the tender that goes with my 2001 James. Big City Studios, I teach high school, so I teach pretty much anywhere from 9th through 12th grade. Kiddos at all different levels, world history. Adventures Percy. I don't need you. You're in the sell pile. Thomas Wood Percy. Gosh, I cannot believe that we all had to just sit there and go through this era of trains. Ugh. I don't know what's worse, the fact that they made that or the fact that I still bought it. Peter Sam. A Mattel Peter Sam, no less. Take along Percy. Probably sell pile. Actually, for now, let's see if this works. I don't know. I found a generic chassis for this Ivan. I guess I will, until I find the actual wooden railway chassis, I guess I'll just hang on to that one for now. Logan. This was a Logan that came with the book pack. There were 2 Logans. There were the ones that were dusty with the coal dust, and then this one came with the actual book pack. So keep pile. Aha, I found the chassis for Ivan. There we go. I even put the name on it. Is or was Gordon a normal A1 built into an A3 in your head cannon? I guess I haven't really thought about it that much. I mean, I see Gordon as kind of, I don't know, flat running board, as he kind of has always had. Whether he was rebuilt into an A3, I don't know. You're going to have to go off of the books on that, I guess, because he also has some Stanier DNA in him. Take along Butch. I think I have a dupe of this, so sell pile. This was my, actually, I'm kind of stoked I found this. This was my first ever Thomas merch anything. This is a Ertl Thomas, and as you can see, it's not doing so well. In fact, he's this is, I don't know if I came up with all engines go early, but like he can pose his hands. He's like, hello, I'm Thomas. I don't know what happened to this running board, but I do remember I would take this Thomas everywhere. I was like, I don't know, 3, but for my birthday, I got 2 Thomas items. I got this, and then I got the Wooden Railway figure 8 set with Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle. And I have vivid memories of those. So, hello. Oh, you're going to the keep pile, buddy. I can't get rid of you. Oh, I have Oliver and Isabel, my Ertl ones. These are the UK Ertls. And there's actually a funny story behind why I have so many UK Ertls. I've had these for over 20 years. But my mother actually went on a trip to Ireland in 2004, and I was able to tell her that there were Ertls that were over there that I can't get here. And so she came back from the airport and she got me a ton of UK Ertls, and I was stoked. I played with them in my regular Ertl collection for many, many years. And yeah, so I have Isabel, I have Oliver, I have tons of them. In fact, I think one of the characters I didn't get that I got later on were Emily and Spencer and a handful of others, but that's about it. Pretty much if they came out in 2003, then I was able to get them, including characters like Oliver, which is really neat. I'm kind of doing a separate keep pile for stuff that isn't Wooden Railways, so you're going to live over here. Rio guy. Yeah, there is an Ertl Isabel. They also made a Catherine, and I have a Catherine somewhere, but it's not in this box. Sodor Day. Yeah, it was almost pathological with the condition of my trains. I'll be honest. It was kind of like I hate it. I still hate it to this day when they get chipped. So I try to do everything I can. I like when I know for a fact when I first put the trains in here, I would just kind of put them in one by one because again, I'm just like, oh, I hate it when stuff chips. It makes me cringe. But then the blind spot I have is I will put batteries and stuff and just leave the batteries in there for 20 years because I didn't really know about corrosion until like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. But hey, this one still runs. Woo! As much as I am thrilled that the booster character gallery got very popular, I do not have a booster steam car. So this is probably the closest thing I have to it. But I did used to personify the jet engine back in the day because come on, this doesn't look like an airplane engine to me. To a 6-year-old, this just looks like a train. So I did used to personify the jet engine as like this absolute crazy dude who was belligerent to the engines and would just like speed them up. Oh, okay. We have the fossil car from the Stepney pack. My keep pile's getting too big. All right, we have Sir Handel. Not my childhood Sir Handel, but this one I actually used in my Steamroller remake, if you guys have seen that. I don't know if I should further organize these piles, because I just kind of have, it's like, this is just everything I'm keeping, so I don't know. But let's see. Scarlo and Rheneas. Very nice. Woo. If you guys have just seen, I made a Tally Flynn custom, which I have actually listed. Light up and reveal Thomas. Still works. All right. Lord of the Isles. Brio. I promise I have the tender somewhere, but I can't find it for right now. So definitely keeping you, because you are a cool train. Anything Brio made around that time period is really cool. Huh. Sell pile. I do like Hot Wheels. I'm kind of something of a Hot Wheel Matchbox guy, but I can't keep all of those when I have too many trains. Animals. More Whittle short line. Aha, I knew I had these in here somewhere. More 2002 Thomases. I don't know why I have so many, but I've had these for decades. Is there a demand for 2002 Thomases? Like, do people go crazy for these? I know that there's different versions. There's like earlier release versions that are actually shorter with like a smaller bunker and things like that. But I don't know. Maybe, I mean, the thing is they have slight differences. Like this one has a hole in the funnel. This one doesn't. It's kind of strange. Like the dome is slightly different on this Thomas to this Thomas. Like it's hard to explain, but it's kind of an interesting period because you can tell that there are like different months in the year 2002 that these were produced. There are people who do really great deep dives on when certain items were made based on serial numbers, but I don't think that's possible here. So I don't know. I guess until further notice, I will put you in the sell pile. I don't know if anyone really cares. Yeah. All right. I'll keep the one that doesn't have a hole in the funnel. I think that one's pretty neat. These were party favors when I had a birthday party as a little kid. These are cool because they are full of stickers, which I think is pretty neat. I never used them, so yeah, pretty cool. Keep pile. Honestly, I'll have to see if this is the case, but this might make good storage for like a single mini. Definitely mini Ertls. Wait, you can actually put quite a few mini Ertls in there. Maybe like 3 or 4. Oh, Friedrich the German engine. Every time I upload a video, I get asked about Friedrich. Thank you for asking about the character gallery on Friedrich, but honestly, Friedrich's in limbo right now because I have completely rewritten the story. I'm turning it into a series. I'm turning it into something completely different. Honestly, I don't like the taste of the Friedrich that I made 10 years ago. I just don't think it captures the historical period well. So I'm making a new one, and I won't make any character galleries or anything like that on Friedrich until I have uploaded Friedrich, and that will be a long time coming because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Josh, thank you very much for the congratulations. It's good to see you in my chat. Every time it's Friday, sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I had a character in my hand. But yeah, thank you for the comment. All right. Thomas comes to breakfast. Lovely. I think I have a couple of these, actually. I'll have to see. But happy birthday, Thomas. You know what? We might just need to make a pile that's just Thomas's. Let me put this back. If you are Thomas himself, you are going here. I can't do it with all these Thomases in my way. All right, there we go. We'll just slide the rest of these down. I've got the hero that started it all. This is my Wooden Railway hero that I got actually before the movie came out. I don't know if anyone remembers a website called the Train Seller with a C, but man, they were such a goated place. I remember I would just be refreshing the web pages to see the names of all the characters we were going to get before we had any pictures of them. Like that's how I found out about Mike. That's how I found out about Ryan before we even knew what the movies were, right? I would just be like, what the heck is a Ferdinand, right? But gosh, I would get all my new trains from there, directly from the Train Seller. Like I didn't even bother looking at Toys R Us or anything. Just those people were the best. And Honestly, I kind of miss that era of Thomas, not just for the stories, but also just, I don't know, there was such a vibe around getting the merchandise. And I think it's starting to come back with the new not the new wooden railway line. I wish, but the new Trackmaster line and things like that. I think it's starting to come back. My interactive learning railway Thomas. You're going into the Thomas realm. Let me move that so you guys can see all the Thomases. We're getting kind of to the bottom of the barrel now, but here's my childhood lady. Because of how I did the eyebrows and stuff, it just kind of looks like I gave her anxiety. There you go. Keep, I guess, until I find another one. One of my 2 Brio ducks. This one's got the green wheels. I can't remember which one is more rare, the green wheels or the black wheels, but I have one of each. Connor tender. This might actually, unless anyone's really got a hankering for a Connor tender, I'm going to put this in the custom pile because this was actually a leftover from when I made the Shooting Star Gordon custom for Kikre, for Thomas Wooden Railway. He sent me a Connor, and obviously I made the engine into Streamline Gordon, but he just let me hang on to the tender, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, honestly. So maybe I'll find a custom use for it. A house. Honestly, I don't know if I need this. I think I'll sell it. From one of those stacking risers. Bro's so worried. He's so like devastated and sad. Another one of these Brio guys. I used to take this approach a lot with my generic Thomas engines, as I would just draw faces on a piece of paper and I would tape it on there because I wanted all of my trains to have faces. It was funny. I had a friend when I was very little who was the complete opposite. Like, I'm talking, we were like elementary school age, maybe even younger. Like, I would bring my Thomas trains over and he did not like Thomas trains. He wanted his wooden trains to not have faces. And I was like, but the whimsy, dude, like, come on. Actually, I think I'll sell him. I don't think I need him. More interactive railway stuff. Blasting cap car. Oh, these are cool. I'm sure you guys just heard the fog car go off. These Brio log cars, which are kind of cool. But I also don't think I need them, so I'll probably put them in the sell pile. Salty. Nice. Can never go wrong with Salty. I do have dupes of Salty, but this is my first one, so I'm going to put it aside. Oh, this guy. This was going to be a whole OC thing and everything, but I never made a story with him. I don't know if anyone's really connected in the Hero of the Japanese Train lore. I'm not offended if you don't, but this guy was named Liam, and I put him in the background of a lot of my videos 10 years ago, but he was going to get his story. He never got one. The basic gist is that he's an Irish tank engine, and there were going to be some stories about him being in Ireland in the 20s when Ireland had kind of a tumultuous history. If you guys are interested in my eBay page, it's just Hero the Japanese Train. You just look it up on eBay, and I'm there. Oh, ooh, Ultra Mega Collection video. I mean, I would love to do one, but I have zero organizational skills. So the hard part would be actually getting my getting my collection organized enough to the point where I could successfully do one. That is the real trouble. So that would probably take me a couple of years to get to that point because I moved, I had a house, and my collection just got kind of blown up. So I'll have to see. But I would love to do one. I have to pare down my trains, honestly, before I can do that. And yes, this is Gordon. Lovely 2002 Gordon. I do have a duplicate. When I find the duplicate will go for sale, but this one's going to stay with me. That's the other thing. You guys have heard me say how many duplicates of trains that I have. I'm trying to, get rid of some of those duplicates. Nakayoshi Bill. Very cool. You're going in the non-wooden railway keep pile. Ooh, wait a second. This would make a perfect car custom. You guys know what I'm talking about. Car with the 2 R's. Hold on. You're going in the custom pile, buddy. Ooh, I've got plans for you. Okay. Early Engineers Thomas. Very nice. You're going here with the Thomases. Another Thomas for the Thomas pile. Snowplow Thomas. Birthday car. Lovely. Bet you guys can guess when I got that one. More brio-ness. This is my Mattel James as featured in the Oscar-winning film Journey Beyond Sodor, How It Should Be. Fun fact about that film, we all went out of our way to coordinate with the engines that we used, so we all had to use Mattel engines. I already had most of them, but I think can't remember if Master of the Lemons or some people had to go out and get some more Mattel engines, but they had to. But I had this James, so I just used him. I know I've got to do Mattel James somewhere from a set, so he's definitely going for sale if I find my dupe. Here is my childhood Murdoch. I don't know what I did here with that, but his eyebrows are also thickened and his nose has been a little bit bashed in, but this is the one that I had, the first one I ever got. Now, my name is Hero the Japanese Train on YouTube, but people who actually know me know that Murdoch is my favorite character. I'm too in deep now to change my channel name to anything Murdoch related. Hero the Japanese Train is just going to stick because I just made that name when I was 11 and you know how it is. It's just never going to go away at this point. But I have a Murdoch collection and there's one character that I want to try and get every version of, and it's Murdoch because I hate myself. Because of the Hornbeam Murdoch. I made the worst decision to make a complete collection of a character out of any character in Thomas. unless if I wanted to complete a Thomas collection, because then that would just never be done. But I have a pretty decent Murdoch collection. I will make a video on him one day because I have some really obscure ones that I don't think many people know of, but definitely gonna put him aside for the collection video. I have a Tomy Murdoch. Honestly, I'm not going to split hairs when it comes to the Hit Toys versus Tomy because those are so dang similar. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be a completionist if I didn't get the Tomy one, but I don't know. This guy is cool. This was my grandfather's, I think. But the cool thing about it is it does fit on wooden railway track. I have no context for this, but when my grandfather passed in 2010, I inherited his entire train collection because he was into trains too. He, when I was growing up, he mostly had an N gauge layout because he had moved from a house to a condo. But he also had some Thomas stuff even that we'd play with. But I think this was his. And so it's so cool looking. Like I don't have any context on this engine or anything. I'd love to learn more, but he fits on wooden railway track and he's so like aesthetic. Like, I don't know. This might be something I just display in the house, honestly, rather than keep with my Thomas trains. I've never been to the Tweetsie Railroad, but I have a Tweetsie tender. Neat. Another Toby, because I don't know why I have like 500 Tobys. You're going in the sell pile. I can't hold on to all these Tobys. I'm going to lose my mind. We have Asbestos, the Big Jigs Heritage engine. This was the first Big Jigs Heritage I ever had. I do not know why it's named asbestos, especially because it's a carcinogen. I never actually read up on asbestos, but there you go. Got to give this a face. That's what I need to do. Okay, we're approaching the bottom here, which is kind of exciting, but also not. But Culdee, context on Culdee is I got Culdee and the Mattel D199 and a couple other engines at one of the 20 specialty stores in the United States. This is back when I lived near DC, so I was actually able to just take public transit and go to the DC Thomas Specialty Store, and that's where I found some stuff like this, which was very cool. Definitely, I only went there twice. I went there once when the specialty store was first established, and then I went again with my Thomas friends in 2018 when I had my first meetup. This is a custom troublesome truck that I made, Sodor Deliveries. I may actually keep this as it is, but I will probably just put it in the customs pile for now. But I used to make my customs, and I'm talking I was like 10 or 12. I used to make them with Sharpies because I like that you can still see the wood grain underneath the Sharpie. I like this guy. I'll just probably keep him as is. This one, on the other hand, is definitely getting customized. I have so many coaches I can make, but I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there we go. He's got such a menacing face. Underneath, I put a layer of Sharpie over it, but oh man, I don't know why I also numbered all of these. So this is 8. Good old 8. All the homies love 8. Here's Lord of the Isles Tender. Childhood Derek. You can pretty much tell that something was from my childhood if it's got really thick eyebrows, because as soon as those bad boys started chipping, I went through with a Sharpie and just went ham. So if they have thick eyebrows, it's probably a childhood train. Oh boy. Also, yeah, if you got just a quick note, I'm not really going to be able to respond to spam. So I appreciate the messages, but please try and keep my chat unblown up. Trackmaster Snowy Gordon. Keep pile, but in the non-wooden keep pile. Let's see. Now we're just kind of hitting rolling stock. Well, actually, no, we're not. We got a couple more. This guy. I love this old Western engine. I've seen people make this into a bow custom, which is tempting. There is an engine that Maxim makes that I think is actually a better fit for a bow custom. So I won't customize this one, but I also don't think I have much of a need for it. So maybe I'll list it for sale. More cargo car. Sodor line caboose. This is pre-recall, I think, because this is a 2001. When I was a kid, I had the 5-car value pack. So that's how I got this one. But I don't know. Maybe I'll give it the lick test just to really see. Goated. Dodge. Again, childhood Dodge because of all the extra paint. I really got to give props to probably my mom because I was like 5, but the paint matching on this is really good. Like, you guys probably may not be able to tell how much of this was painted over, but there's the actual paint, and then on top, that's the paint that we applied to it. So honestly, not bad for color matching. Really, really well done. Cell pile. Brio Scarloey. I have a fairly complete Brio collection. I'm just missing. Who am I missing? Let's see. Let's think about this. I have everyone but Henry, Duke. Who else? Oh, that battery powered Thomas, which I would love to get my hands on. Those might be the only three. I have every other Brio. Oh, and Terrence. I don't have Terrence, but I have all the others. They're just, again, because I moved and because of all this other craziness, it's just here, there, and everywhere, you know? Oh, yeah, Cranky. I don't have Cranky. Does Cranky count? Is he more of a destination? More cargo car? Honestly, what the heck am I going to do with all these cargo cars? I'm getting fed up with cargo cars, except for this one. You stay. Here's a question. What do we like more as a fandom, as Wooden Railway enjoyers? What do we like more? These cargo cars or these cargo cars? I want to see it. I want to see your thoughts. I don't know what cargo car I like more. This gives me slate car energy, which I obviously love, because you can't have enough of those. Definitely needs a troublesome face, though. I don't know what energy this gives, but I love the fact that you can unscrew these, because great for custom making. You guys are right. I'm keeping the white one. I don't really want any of the others, although this one got it cool. Got to keep that one. Sodor Honey Company. The honey has lost its coloration, so it's just like water now. But all right. Do I need you? No. Sodor Sugar from the cookie pack. I never got to make the cookies that were on the Wooden Railway Mr. Jolly's car pack. And I'm sad about that. If anybody, actually, you know what? I bet the Wooden Railway Wiki would have it. They might have a picture of the box. That's what I got to do. I got to make cookies using the recipe on the Learning Curve Mr. Jolly's chocolate pack. Because I have the flour car. I don't have flour cargo in here, though, so I'll just have to put scrap in it. The forbidden flour. Oh, this is cool. This is Big Jigs again. This was a... I think it had a magnet, but the magnet is broken off. There would be a piece of track there. It's kind of cool. You would use it with the track piece had a magnet on it, and you would put the magnet on there on the track. So, don't need this. So maybe I'll get rid of that. Huh. I don't know why I just have the face. Flying Thistle, if you're out there, I have your custom of the Flying Thistle still. I have the face here, and I know I have the engine somewhere else, so I'm going to have to hang on to that. I can't. With other people's customs that I've acquired, I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I'd feel bad if I like got rid of them, you know. Here's Patrick. I finally own the Patrick prop, guys. Yeah, look at that. No. All props to Unlucky Tug, pun intended. That Patrick video was awesome. You are not Wooden Railway, though, so you go over there. Oh, we're coming to the bottom of the barrel. Oh, yeah. I don't even know if he works, though, so I'm probably going to get rid of him. More of these. Sodor hand car. Woo! Why do I have so many cargo cars? This is like reviving the anger I felt at Wooden Railway, because if you were going to make a cheap throwaway vehicle, couldn't you at least have, I don't know. Why couldn't it have been a troublesome truck? Like, I don't know. I feel like it would not have taken too much additional effort to make this sort of thing, like the standard cargo car. I'm not even talking wood and plastic anymore. Like I don't care. They can be plastic. Considering the fact that Wooden Railway's dead, I just want wooden trains again. So I don't care if they're plastic. All right. I'm traumatized from Thomas Wood. So I don't know. These cargo cars are just kind of annoying me because it's like, what would I use them for? This one is kind of neat. It came from the Reg set, so I guess I'll keep that one. I don't know. I don't need cargo cars out the wazoo. I do need circus trains, though, because I take these apart for customs. And barrel cars. Chicken car. It's busted. It doesn't actually make the chicken sound anymore. I have two different egg cargo pieces. This one, I think, is from the cookie pack, and I don't remember. Oh, this one's from the chicken cars pack. So that's neat. I don't think I have the Henry to this, but it's a painted coal. It's a 93 or 92 because it doesn't have the. It's got no licensing info on it, so. I guess I'd feel bad if I made this into a custom. I don't know if anyone really needs a flat magnet Henry tender out there. I'll maybe list it. The waterworks. I think the what shocks me is I think the liquid has leaked out of these, but I also have never found like residue or anything from them. So I'm like, where did the liquid go? No, it's not the Henry with the missing face, because the Henry with the missing face is he's like a 99 onwards. Yeah, he's a 1999, this Henry. Recycling car. Goated. Goated. And last but not least, a zebra. Actually, I do have another container, but look at that. We did it. Oh. I have this guy, which concerns me because he's heavy to the point where I feel like he's got a battery and he don't run. I did used to use these on my layout, or not my layout, on my film sets. These were the Marklin engines of my videos. You know, hook them up to some cars and have them run in the background. So I'll keep him. I also have, actually, I have Thomas and I have James. But these were given to me by Oliver Duck, Ted. And again, James feels like he's got a battery in him, but I don't think he works. Thomas has the button, but owie. It hurts. It hurts to push it because the button part broke off. I also don't know if he runs, but we'll have to play around with that. But yeah. James lights the way. Would have been very goated if they had not used that face. If it had been from literally any other era, then it would have been decent. Again, I don't have a 94 James, so I have no need for this tender. You're going on the bay. I have no need for this Gordon tender. So why do I have so many tenders? What's going on? Aha, I have barrels for this barrel car. Corn and molasses. Look at that. A real, that's a Midwestern barrel car right there. This one's cool. If anyone's ever heard of a store called Tuesday Morning, I don't even know if they still exist, but I got this at Tuesday Morning in like 2008, something like that, Shinkansen. These would actually make pretty decent Kana customs, but I'm not customizing this one because I like it as is. Or you can make a pretty decent Kenji. I don't know where those barrels are. I may not have them anymore. I don't know. I had everything almost complete until my parents moved, and then I don't know what happened after that, but Dennis character card. Something I would love to do is recreate the character card scenery and then make my own character cards, because these are such a lost art. I mean, it really would not have cost much for something like this in the Mattel era, but I mean, at least circa 2017 to 2024, anything Thomas that Mattel touched, it turned to dust. So I don't know. But man, I miss the character cards. I think they had so much untapped potential. Like, I remember the trading card game. I had packs and packs of those either as well. But man, yeah, I just miss these. Well, yeah, Big Lots is bankrupt. Big Lots is closing down. I also have, again, two. Okay, this one goes with the James Lights the Way. But then I have this other just random James Tender. So I'll get rid of you. Well, that's these boxes down pretty much. Now comes the fun part where I have to put stuff away. And that's never fun, but yeah. Yeah, Big Lots, I know went bankrupt, and I've never really gotten any Thomas stuff there, but yeah, rip. A lot of the major retailers are going out of business. If you want a good shot at getting Thomas stuff, you got to go to like thrift stores for stuff that's, older. However, the Ollie's near me actually still has some Wooden Railway. They have the fireworks packs and they have the diesel pack, the diesel that came with what you call it, the warning sign and the other car. But yeah, that is my dive into this box from my collection. And now I'm just kind of overwhelmed with what to do with all of them. Huh. They don't really tell you this part about Thomas collecting. What do you do once you have all the trains? How do you store them? Oh boy. But yeah. How are we doing? Got about 5 viewers. I could probably keep it going for maybe another 20 minutes, and then I'm going to have some lunch. And then I'm going to clean up this stuff because I'm sure my wife doesn't want to see trains all over the tables when she comes home. Oh, the other thing I will show you is this scented eraser that I got from the Scholastic Book Fair. Oh, man. I wonder if it still has the scent. I don't know. I'm kind of like overwhelmed to open it. It says 50 cents. Bachman says collect them all. There is no way. If I'm a Wooden Railway guy, there is no way I am getting a complete collection of Bachman stuff unless I sold all of my Wooden Railway, because gosh, that stuff is so expensive now. And if you're like me, who prefers N-Gage but also loves HO, oh, it's brutal. Because now I've been begging for like years and years and years for there to be an N-Gage Thomas that was accessible in the United States, and Tomix was just way too expensive. But then we finally got them, and I'm like, oh geez, I can't have my job and also spend all this money on Bachman. I mean, I kind of get them at Christmas sometimes from people, but I can't really get a complete Bachman collection. As much as I would love it, I would have to basically sell everything else Thomas I own, and I don't really want to do that. So let me get another basket. I have one other basket of trains to go through, and then once I go through that one, I'll probably call it. But I will be right back. More trains, yay! Oh boy. Oh, sorry, battery-powered trains. Okay. First one is 60 years, Thomas. I have 3 of these. If anybody remembers, was it called Smith Thompson? Yeah, they used to make a Thomas magazine, or not a Thomas magazine. They would make a magazine that would feature their Thomas stuff and have a Thomas cover. I would get those all the time, the catalogs, and I still have those somewhere. I love those. Those magazines, those catalogs were so amazing. But when Smith Thompson was closing down, or when I think they closed or they stopped doing Thomas. But anyway, they sold a set of 3 of these celebrating 60 years Thomas's, like very cheap. And you had to get them in a set of 3. So I got the set of 3. I opened one and I kept the other 2 in the boxes. And I have the other 2. The other one's somewhere. And the reason I kept the 2, like I didn't sell any excess or anything like that, is because the sticker on the top is actually different for the 2 of them. They're 2 different stickers. So one of them is just one line like this, and the other one has 2 lines of text. So I'll keep this, put it on my shelf, what have you. Harold. I have too many Harolds. Skarloey. This is a childhood Skarloey. Maybe there's a Tally Flynn custom in there I could make. Or maybe Albert, honestly, because of Audrey 5. That would be kind of neat. This guy was an OC. His name was Alistair. Definitely got custom potential. I don't think I would just sell him as is. Childhood Duck. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these trains. I got to start selling, so sell pile. To another 2002 Thomas that I put buffers on for some reason. Sell pile. Terrence. Actually, I realized this morning that this is my only Terrence that doesn't have completely destroyed treads, so I am keeping him. Another 2002 Thomas. Sell pile. At this point, I'm just going to be like, you get a free 2002 Thomas with every purchase. Like, what am I going to do? I got this Percy. This is my childhood Percy. I got it in the Best of Percy VHS. I don't know why I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to hoard. I was like, I should keep him, but no. My White Wheel Rheneas, but something devastating happened to his nose, and I never forgot about it ever since. Honestly, this thing sucks. I'm going to put it in the custom pile. I think I have plans for him. Oh, I don't know if anyone has ever seen the We Sing Train, but I have the We Sing Train Brio pack with the caboose. And prepare yourselves. Here's the engine. The eyes are supposed to be on the funnel, but they're not. Oh, this thing is dead. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do with this. I mean, maybe there's custom potential, but I don't know. I don't. Yeah, Goofy Yacht Train, absolutely. I mean, he swings around, which is kind of neat, but I am probably just gonna put him up for grabs. A Rusty. Another Rusty, but this one's the Black Roof. What else we got? Ah, Mavis. Wait a second. There was another Mavis in here. Why do I have so many Mavises? These are both from 2001. There's not really much distinguishing them. All right, one of you's going into the custom bin, I think. I have plans for a Mavis. You. Oh, I found the engine. Flying Thistle, if you're out there, I found the engine to that Flying Thistle custom you made all those years ago. I would be lying if I said that I haven't been tempted to take this and turn it into another custom at some point, but I'd feel bad doing that, so I've just left it as is. But Flying Thistle, thank you for this engine, and I will definitely I'll keep it like this as long as you want me to. But I have a question though, if Flying Thistle ever sees this. Like, where did the wheels come from? The wheels are not regular wooden railway wheels, and I have many questions. So I'll set them aside. Childhood Toby. Sale. Toby was one of my favorites as a kid. One of these is talking and one of these is lights and sounds. Can you tell? Neither can I. I'll put them in the sell pile. They don't work. De Agostini. There's a collection video in there somewhere. I have a De Agostini collection. I'll keep that one. I have sold express coaches before from De Agostini, but I want to keep that. Old style Annie and Clarabelle. I'll hang on to them. I'll sell this Annie. Actually, custom? I guess if it doesn't sell, I'll use it for a custom. I have enough coaches. Is anybody into cars? Because I have Smokey and Stanley. I don't really want them anymore. I also have a Mater that goes backwards. Oh, yes. The stuff of nightmares. Revan Evan from JJ the Jet Plane. I would periodically go through stints where I liked JJ the Jet Plane and then not. But I don't know. I don't really want this in my nightmares anymore. It's tortured me long enough. The one character I loved from JJ was the ones that were never released. Captain Bob, Solar. Those were amazing. Those were goated. There's an LMS tender engine. I don't really have a use for him, so I could see myself parting with him. Oh, yes. Now the sell pile's getting big. I like it. Here's a Salty. The more recent Salty. He's from that one pack where he came with like a crane. So he's a bit different. Ertl Duck. Oh, yeah. Faceless brown coat just from season 1. That's a good idea. Because really, all you need to do for those, personally, I want as much of my vehicles to have faces as possible. But one thing it's kind of always gotten my goat is people will leave the Annie and Clarabelle name on there. So if I just, paint over that, then that would be good. Alfie. I know for a fact that I have more than one Alfie. So I will sell him. Generic coach. So don't need him. Get him out of here. Oh my God, why did I forget his name? Emery? Is that it? Why did I forget his name? I literally watched the entire show. Okay, I didn't forget it. Emery. Oh, the Ernie fleet. That's funny. I actually do have Underground Ernie merch. I had the motorized, which I got a long time ago. All right, Emery, you're going on the sell pile. Oh, look at that, people. Empty bins. I like empty bins. Well, I have a lot of videos to make that I need more time. I need time is the thing. Like I've got here's my pipeline, because if you people are the 13 ones here, then I'll just give you some insight into the HDJT lore. But I want to do a Murdoch collection video. I would like to do an Underground Ernie collection video. That would be kind of cool. I just have the motorized. I don't really have too much of it, but that would be a pretty nice video. I have a lot of customs that still need videos made on them. If you guys have been following on Twitter, I've published a lot of customs. What else? I have a lot of bad translations that are in the pipeline, honestly, thanks to you guys giving me ideas. So there's more of that. And of course, I have stories. I have written stories. Do you make fan-made Carters? I haven't really made any of the cranes. That would be something I'd like to dip my toe into eventually. But I am doing a commission of one. I just haven't started it. But yeah. This has kind of turned into a Q&A, and that's fine. Gallantold engine would be good. Sir Hayden and Edward Thomas would be cool. I have a work in progress from 10 years ago that's a red Sir Handle. That would be actually pretty easy. Because if you made a red Sir Handle, would you not also be making a custom of Sir Hayden if Audrey 5 is anything to go off of? Bad translation, Cranky Bugs would be neat. I think Big City Studios is the one that said it. I should do all of Magic Railroad, which is a daunting task for sure. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do like the transcript thing for them or transcribe on YouTube, but yeah. Well, now I'm just overwhelmed by this giant pile of trains. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these. Well, I guess I do. These are customs. I'm going to sell this pile, and I might even pay. Let's see if I can pare this down a little bit, because do I need. Let's see. You know what? I'm sick of these cargo cars. I'm banishing you. Oh, okay. Someone enlighten me. Alan Greedy. Is that an OC? I'll be honest, I'm not very well versed on that. Yeah, this is a big pile, and this is just 2 boxes that I went through. I gotta get. I used to have it, but I got rid of it. It was one of those big like drawer towers that would be full of trains. That's what I need to do. Oh wait, why did I put Coldy in the sell pile? Coldy, why are you drifting? I'm not in the sell pile. I also like. I don't need all these animals. You know, like I have no use for these. I mean, do I want to keep them for completion's sake? Nah, you know, I mean, I would rather maybe part with those, and if someone made a video with them, I think that would be really cool. Oh, the red engine in the first illustration of the Railway series, of the 3 Railway engines. I didn't know he got a name. I always thought that those were left unnamed. But then again, I haven't followed up on any of the Audrey 5 streams or anything like that. Oh, since you guys are here, here's a custom that no one has ever seen. And this might be the only time people see it because I don't know if I like this one. But this is my custom Percy. He's not in one piece right now, but there you go. This turned into an HTJT Customs video. This was when I was first experimenting with clay. So I made the boiler and the tank and stuff out of clay, but you can see it's kind of lumpy bumpy. This Percy started out actually as Master of Lemons gave it to me. He was the one who cut the Percy and the chassis. But I made the tank and the domes, and I did the paint and all that stuff. I like it. However, I think the TWR 2022 Percy is even better than this. So I would rather get one of those and put, just do what people have done, put other wheels on it and maybe give it maybe a different funnel. But I don't know. Percy's kind of difficult because he's such a hodgepodge. But I don't know what I'll do with this one. Maybe I will just wrap it up and maybe someone would want it. I don't know. But I'll have to see. I'm not really fully settled on what I'm going to do with this thing, but he goes in the custom pile. Yeah, I saw Percy as a bit of a hodgepodge of different engines throughout different time periods. So I did get a lot of inspiration from the Clive Spong stuff when I made this. I tried to make the tanks kind of more bulbous at the bottom, but it didn't really work. If I decide to part with him, he'll be on my eBay page. My eBay page is just my YouTube username. So Hero the Japanese Train on eBay. Actually, right now, I have listed there. I have quite a few things listed. What do I have listed? I have Douglas, not the Scottish engine. I have Douglas the train from the Tallyflin Railway. He's up there. I just sold an LBSC Thomas. I have a Defuse, a gunpowder car. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, definitely stuff from this pile. Be on the lookout because I want to get this stuff out of here. So if you see something you like, you can look for it on eBay. And Hero the Japanese Train, once again, is my username on eBay. And hopefully this stuff can get a new home. What I really enjoy the most about selling stuff on eBay is when I see people use the stuff in their own content or when they share a picture of it in its new home. That I really love. So if you guys make videos and like if you buy one of my customs, totally do an unboxing. I love that stuff. I just love to see, where those trains have gone. Oh, an Ernie fleet would be cool. Underground Ernie Wooden Railway. Someone's got to get on that. Very neat. Well, I guess I'm probably going to go have food. And I've got a lot of listing to do. So once again, guys, thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to be, I have something else up my sleeve for 10,000 subs that I'm eager to share with you guys. But I wanted to just do something for 10,000 subs, but I also wanted to do something a little productive. And that's kind of what I've done here. So if you liked this, please like, share, subscribe. Anything that helps my channel grow and keeps me in the algorithm is fantastic. So I'll probably head off now and keep your eyes peeled on my eBay page for some of the trains that you saw here. And maybe I'll do some more live streams in the future. I'll be honest, Character Gallery's in a slight hiatus. I I don't know when we'll have another character gallery. So to fill my time, I think this is a good use of it. So thank you guys for watching. I'm here at the Japanese Train. I'm signing off. I'll see you guys in the next one.